Name the 4 ways pilot is warned of an impending stall. Horn-like fuel stick shaker. Other than a push-to-test button, what will cause a landing gear panel to have green lights illuminated? Gear door locked up. When an airplane's primary flight control surfaces are set for a particular phase of flight, such as landing or takeoff, the corresponding control surface indicating system will show. Trim position. How is an anti-skid system armed? Switch in the flight deck. Which repair should be made if the gear switch was placed in UP position and the gear does not retract? Replace electrical wire number 12. In an anti-skid system, what does the control valve do? Relieves the hydraulic pressure on the brake. In most modern hydraulically actuated landing gear systems, the order of gear and fairing door operation is controlled by sequence valves. What type of magnet does a Magnuson type system use? Permanent magnet. A green light in a landing gear indicator panel would mean what? Landing gear down and locked. When a landing gear safety switch on a main gear strut closes at liftoff, which system is deactivated? Anti-skid system. A DC cell-syn system is a widely used electrical method of indicating a remote mechanical movement or position. A synchro-type indicating system is an electrical system used for transmitting information from one point to another. Regarding the above statements, both number 1 and number 2 are true. Generators monitors. Wheel speed. An airspeed indicator measures the differential between pitot and static air pressure surrounding the aircraft at any moment of flight. An airspeed indicator measures the differential between pitot and cabin air pressures at any moment of flight. Regarding the above statements, only number 1 is true. A micro switch is a device that uses a short throw of the control plunger to actuate the contacts. Micro switches are used primarily as limit switches to control electrical units automatically. Which of the following functions does a skid control system perform? 1. Normal skid control. 2. Normal braking. 3. Fail-safe protection. 4. Locked wheel skid control. 5. Touchdown protection. 6. Takeoff protection. 1, 3, 4, 5. Anti-skid systems normally are deactivated below what speed? 20 miles per hour. Which of the following conditions is most likely to cause the landing gear warning signal to sound? Landing gear not locked on and throttle retarded. The purpose of anti-skid generators is to measure wheel rotational speed and any speed changes. Where is a landing gear safety switch normally located? On the landing gear strut. In an anti-skid system, wheel skid is detected by an electrical sensor. What is the purpose of an anti-skid system? Determines if any of the wheels are turning at a slower speed than the others, will send a signal to the skid control valve which relieves the hydraulic pressure on the brakes. What will illuminate the amber indicator light? Closing the nose, left and RIGHRT will gear full retract switches. A typical takeoff warning indication system, in addition to throttle setting, monitors the position of which of the following: elevators, speed brake, flaps, and stabilizer trim. An anti-skid system is an electro-hydraulic system. In the air with the anti-skid armed, current cannot flow to the anti-skid control box because the landing gear squat switch is open. The angle of attack detector operates from differential pressure when the airstream is not parallel to the true angle of attack of the aircraft. The pneumatic type stall warning system installed in some light aircraft is activated by negative air pressure. What is the indication of the red landing gear position light under the following conditions? Aircraft on jacks, landing gear in transit, warning horn sounding, extinguished. A pneumatic type stall warning is activated by negative air pressure. A stall warning computer monitors what inputs from an AC equipped with stick shakers. Angel of attack flaps airspeed throttle powder settings. Stall warning systems are generally designed to begin warning the pilot when a stall is imminent. One, 4, 5, 6. DC voltages. Selson. What is the minimum circumstance that will cause the landing gear warning horn to indicate an unsafe condition? Any gear not down and locked and one throttle retarded. Landing gear warning systems usually provide which of the following indications? Red light for unsafe gear, green light for gear down, no light for gear up. At what point in the landing operation does normal skid control perform its function? When wheel rotation deceleration indicates an impending skid. Which repair would require a landing gear retraction test? Gear down lock micro switch. An anti-skid system is designed to apply enough force to operate just below the skid point. A warning lamp lights in the cockpit when the anti-skid system is turned off or if there is a system failure. Regarding the above statements, both number 1 and number 2 are true. What are the three major components of a typical anti-skid system? Control box, speed sensors, servo valves. What landing gear warning devices are incorporated on retractable landing gear type AC? Warning horn warns pilot the gear not down and locked and throttle retarded. Micro switches are used primarily as limit switches to control electrical units automatically. The rotor and Magnuson remote indicating system uses. A permanent magnet. The basic difference between an Autosyn and a Magnuson indicating system is the rotor. Where is the landing gear safety switch usually located? On the main gear shock strut. The primary purpose of a takeoff warning system is to alert the crew that a monitored flight control is not properly set prior to takeoff. The system is activated by a thrust lever. What landing gear warning devices are incorporated on retractable landing gear aircraft? A horn or other oral device and red warning light. The rotor in an Audison remote indicating system uses an electromagnet. An AC with a continuous horn heard in the cockpit would indicate. Warn the pilot that the landing gear is not down and locked and throttle retarded. In a brake anti-skid system, when an approaching skid is sensed, an electrical signal is sent to the skid control valve which relieves the hydraulic pressure on the brakes. The difference between an Audison and a Magnuson system is Magnuson systems are permanent magnet rotors. Audison systems use electromagnets. Both number 1 and number 2 are true 20 miles per hour. What 4 inputs does a typical takeoff warning system monitor beside the throttle settings? Elevator speed, brake stabilizer, trim flaps and brakes. Anti-skid braking systems are generally armed by a switch in the cockpit. What safety device is actuated by the compression and extension of a landing gear strut? Ground safety switch.